Well, hello everyone from Naples, Florida, Seacrest Country Day School. Thought I'd take you on a brief tour of the system that we're just finishing up here for the school. Looking forward to getting it deployed in a permanent location. However, the school has requested that we put things together in a portable setup so that they can start using it while they're doing their main construction on the library area, where they'll be constructing a studio for us. I chose equipment from Blackmagic Design for the bulk of the system since it's high quality, modestly priced, and each component is tightly integrated with the others. The switcher I selected is the ATEM 1ME Studio 4K. It becomes fully studio capable with the addition of the talkback converter unit mounted below it, which provides two-way communications and tally light signals back to the cameras, all embedded in the SDI return feed from the switcher. Included in the current roll-around rack are two HyperDeck Studio Mini recorders which record on SD cards. They're fed from two of the three auxiliary outputs from the switcher, which can select any of the inputs as well as program or preview. Each recorder has two SD card slots and can continue a lengthy recording automatically on a second card when the first one is filled, and then relay back to a fresh card in the first slot if necessary. Each recorder's output is connected to the switcher input, so they can be used to playback pre-recorded material for integration into a live production. Each recorder occupies only 1/3 of a rack width, so there's room to mount another device in the same rack shelf. This unit is called a web presenter. The program output from the switcher is fed into it and converts it to a USB stream, which can be plugged into a computer and appears identical to a USB webcam. Therefore, the output of the studio can be streamed live to Facebook, YouTube, or any other live streaming service in real time and at 720p HD quality. Instead of having the client invest in a $5,000 dedicated control panel, I elected to control the switcher via software installed on a standalone Windows touchscreen computer. It provides an identical panel layout and can be controlled by touching the virtual buttons or by mouse and click, as well as keyboard shortcuts for some of the functions. A separate screen on the software controller permits many of the camera's functions such as focus, iris, gain, pedestal, and color balance to be controlled from the director's position. The switcher provides a multi-viewer output where the program and preview signals are displayed in large areas at the top of the screen. The 8 smaller areas at the bottom display the images from each of the cameras, the 2 recorders, the prompter computer, and the 2 media players contained within the switcher. These players generally hold still graphics or very short video clips which can be used as bumpers or animated graphics. To bring in microphone audio from the studio, we selected a Behringer 10-input audio mixer and 2 JBL-powered speakers for monitoring. A 49-inch 4K television is mounted on a cart and will eventually become the studio monitor. The cart has storage in the base for microphones and cables. The 3 cameras are Blackmagic Design Studio cameras, 4K version, with Panasonic Micro Four Thirds Power Zoom lenses. We selected the 14 to 42 millimeter model since the studio space will be relatively small and a wide-angle vision will be more important than an extreme telephoto. 2 of the cameras are equipped with teleprompters and the third camera is pre-cabled in case a third one is added in the future. Each camera has a zoom and focus controller mounted on the panhandle and a headset for communications with the director. I included 2 laptop computers in the package to cover 3 specific functions. One is dedicated to serve both the lighting control in the studio and the teleprompters. For a typical studio session, the lighting intensities will likely be set before the broadcast begins and remain constant throughout, so once the program begins, the laptop can be switched over to providing a script for the prompter. The other laptop will be dedicated to sending a live stream to Facebook, YouTube, or any other streaming service. It will receive its input from the web presenter unit we saw earlier and send it to the desired server via the Internet. If streaming is not required, a second installation of the switcher control software on it could permit a second person to control the camera irises or the color balance, so the director could focus exclusively on the artistic aspects of the production. Once the studio construction is complete, our initial complement of 9 studio lighting fixtures will be controlled via DMX protocol from a laptop we saw earlier. Additional fixtures may be added later, but we thought it desirable to let usage suggest how we expand. We provided 3 types of fixtures, all daylight balanced LED units with DMX control built in. One type is an LED focusing Fresnel fixture with a light output equivalent to a 1500 watt incandescent lamp, but drawing only 160 watts of power. 3 of these fixtures will be hung from a pipe grid in the future studio space, along with 3 smaller 700 watt equivalent versions and 3 1000 watt equivalent square-shaped soft light units. In the meantime, they can be mounted on floor stands for portable setups. We've now moved downstairs to the main part of the library. This entire space is scheduled to be remodeled. That work will include enclosing this space into a permanent television studio. The counter bookshelf that you see here will be removed. As you can see, the walls of this area have already been prepared by fashioning a hard cyclorama with curved corners and a continuous cove joining the walls to the floor. The green color will facilitate electronically removing the background and replacing it with any desired photograph or video, similar to the way weather maps are shown on television newscasts. Eventually, a grid of pipes will be installed about 11 feet above the floor to suspend the light fixtures that we saw earlier. 2 curtain tracks will be positioned in front of the walls, so a black or gray curtain can be positioned to cover the green walls when needed. I've placed blue tape on the floor to suggest placement for the enclosing walls. The concept is to have the walls be glass, similar to a storefront, to transform the studio into a showplace, where activity inside the studio and control room can be seen by those in the main library. I'm honored to have been selected to design and assemble this video system for this prestigious school. As we enter the period between phases in this project, time becomes available to assist your school, university, church, or organization with the creation of a similar facility tailored to your specific needs. Feel free to contact me via email or visit my website, and let's talk. Thanks for watching. More to come.